Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing tonight? Back again for another lovely episode of the Swaggy Sports Podcast with two of my favorite members in the chat with us, Mr. Taj and Mr. Shane Simpson. Glad to have you two on tonight as we look at this fine graphic displayed made by some NFL social media platform intern through week 10, the playoff picture in the National Football League. We've seen 10 weeks of football. We've seen week 10. I mean, when you look at, I would probably say that Minnesota Buffalo game is probably going to end up being game of the year. That game was nuts, man. That was a nutty
Nuts.
game. Two
Nuts.
great teams, standing tall in their respective conferences. Jay Jetta saves the day. What a
Say what you
game.
want. He's the best receiver in football. I don't care what Tyreek Hill's doing.
I
Jay
was gonna
Jets is the
ask, man,
best.
did Jay Jettis prove he's one, the top dog in
He's
the
the one.
NFL right now?
He's the one for sure.
He went
No
crazy,
ifs, ands, or buts. He's the one.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean he's shattering every record right now. I think there's a conversation between him and a few other receivers, but right now I think it's fair to say he's the best.
Yeah,
At
I
least
think
like
this.
pure receiver. I mean I consider him and Tyreek to be different types of receivers, but skill wise I would take Jefferson any day.
I hear you with that. I hear you with that. He went 10 for 193 and one touchdown. Two, I mean, dude, people are putting up. What do y'all think? People are putting up that catch to get them to tie it when it as high as OBJ's, like a extremely great catch. Y'all don't see
Yeah.
it on that level?
No, they're
No,
gassing.
I see it.
Gasson?
I see it as an amazing catch, amazing play, the circumstance, everything about it. But like the ball caught it behind him, and he kind of like caught at the same time, but had a lot of assists and pulled it in. Odell caught that
Yeah,
joint with 3 fingers.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Like completely
Falling
different, completely different.
falling
Right.
But
into the end zone while being held.
Jay Jets was ridiculous, though. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
it was
Top
a
one of
great
the better
catch.
catches you'll see, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then situational, all that. But Odell's catch, no, it's not up there.
No. The reason they're
Dead
saying that
ass.
It's
too
more
is
like the
because
George Pickens variety.
yeah,
I hear you.
there's it's highly unlikely there's gonna be another OBJ catch, so people are just trying to make a conversation.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. For sure. Two LSU Bulls as well. So
Yeah,
it's nice to
something
see
in the
them
water.
held. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that.
it's the crawfish.
Yeah.
The
It's
craw.
that gumbo talk, Mardi Gras. But man, yeah. As we look at this playoff picture right now, there's some teams that I would for sure say would not be expecting to see in this picture going into week 11, such as teams like the Seahawks, the Giants, the Jetters. Shout out to them though. They are doing their thing and standing tall in their respective divisions. Love to see the Jets make this thing dicey coming to the back end, man. I want to say I think it's I will have to look at the schedule again, but I think the week 18 game is either like Jets Dolphins or like I think it's Pats Dolphins, something like that. So that game is definitely going to be important when it's all said and done. But the first question I want to ask as we look at this playoff picture, either you guys can kind of start off with it. And we already kind of talked about them already being the Vikings. Like, do we trust them as certified title contenders? Like we look at them now tied with the Eagles in the NFC for 8-1 record. Um, do we trust them? Like, would we rather Taji, would you rather see the Bucks or the Vikings in that second round if you guys were to get that first round
Mhm.
seed? Would you rather see the 49ers or the Vikings going into that first game in the dance? Like,
Mhm.
are they certified contenders? Like thriller game, but if you watch the game, Kirk had two bad picks in that game that really should have cost them. Jay Jettas, I keep saying it, saved the day in that game, no doubt about it. Their defense is balling. I want to say Zadarius Smith is let me see here. He's second in the league, tied with Nick Bosa at 9.5 sacks. Pat Peterson, he's been making some plays as of lately. Taji, are the Vikings certified contenders in your eyes, or you see
All right.
doubt in
All
them?
right. See, the fact that you can ask me who would I rather play, the team that has one loss, or be more worried about the 49ers or Brady, I would be more worried about Brady or the Niners or another team than I am the Vikings. I mean, I think they're a good football team and I think they can compete with everyone. But am I scared of them? I'm not scared of them. We've already beaten them, which is going to be big because we have a loss and we have the tiebreaker over them. So going forward, that could be a big deal for us. But no, I would much rather see the Vikings than I'd rather see a lot of other teams.
Heard that. Heard that. Shane, are you agreeing with him, or you think they're a legitimate threat?
No, I agree with him. I would say I definitely, and me and Taj have talked about this before too, where I think it's probably the Eagles' best win, but I don't think they're a certified Super Bowl contender by any means. I'd say like my biggest takeaways from last game were against the Bills was that it was more of a knock on the Bills than it was being impressive for the Vikings. Like Josh Allen essentially lost that game for them twice. One with the fumble in the end zone, like that should never happen. It should never go down there. If you don't, you win the game.
Right.
Then even, and I know he has the elbow injury, but even then, like the pass to Gabe Davis wasn't a catch. They get a field goal. How that wasn't reviewed with 2 minutes left. That's some shisty stuff right there. I don't know
That
about
was
that
crazy,
one.
dog. That
Yeah.
was wild. That was
But
wild. Quick
then
snap. Smart on them to get a quick snap off.
yeah.
That's for sure.
I
And
thought for
then
sure he caught it.
Me too.
And then I
From
saw the replay and was like, whoa.
yeah, no, he didn't catch that. But then again, like, so he loses the game there, and then when they actually lose the game in overtime, like you're down three. Worst case scenario, you're on like the 20-yard line. The worst case scenario is you kick a field goal and tie the game. Like just throwing a horrible pick there, like there's
For
no
nothing.
reason for it. And so that's why I think it was more of a knock on the Bills than impressive for the Vikings. Like I said, I think the Vikings are great. I don't know about great team, a very good team this year, but come playoff time, I'd be a lot more scared of the 49ers or the Bucks right now. Like I would if I'm the 49ers and I see that we have the Vikings like being a 7 seed, that's huge.
right. Right.
And I think that the Vikings can compete with anyone, but I don't think they're good enough to go into the playoffs and win out. That's too many good teams that they can't compete
Right.
on that level. They are a good team. They got veterans. They got people that are playing well. And they got
Mhm.
the best receiver in football. They got a great running back. They got a solid quarterback. They got a lot going good for them. They got a good tight end now. Their defense is solid, but I just don't think they're a realistic threat to win it all.
Yeah. A great a
They
great
might even win a playoff. They missed.
yeah.
Right.
I would say too a great first year head coach. He's doing a great job with that offense.
Mm-hmm.
But uh yeah, like you said, I think it's one of those things where it comes down to like they have to prove it. I think they're very, despite their record, like all the criticism that Kirk Cousins brings in, I think they're a team that definitely will be doubted until they prove people otherwise. Come playoff time.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear you with that 100%. Um, yeah, man. I hate that cliche, but when if you know football and you know the competitive nature of the game, like Cheener said, the Bills lost that game more than the Vikings won that game. And I think I would have to ask you guys this now. Uh Vikings have a good roster. Is it solely the mistrust in Kirk that makes you guys say they aren't legitimate contenders, or are there other reasons behind it? Is it solely because you don't have faith in Kirk in the dance, or other reasons?
Um, I don't attribute it just to Kirk. I mean, he plays into it, but he has a playoff win. Uh, I just think we played them, and we were clearly a better team than they were. They played the Bills, and the Bills gave the game away to them. They had many chances to win, and they were like just getting gifted to them, just kept getting gifted chances to win because the Bills were messing up. And I don't think they've necessarily played well against a lot of teams. They
Was
don't
it
really
right?
dominate anyone. They've been in a lot of close games with a lot of teams. I just don't. I don't think they're as good as the good teams they've played against. Even though they beat the Bills, they weren't as good of a team.
I agree with that. Want to touch on that at all, Shane, or you kind of
Yeah, I
just
agree with it. I do think a lot of it, like Taj was saying, does come from Kirk Cousins and just the fact that, like, even you said it, Swaggy, earlier, like the errant throws, like just bad picks, and it's just tough. Like he's he's like I like to say he's the best average quarterback in the league, and I think this year he's playing above average, but it's he's just one of those guys where historically it's hard to bet on him in big time games like that.
heard that. Heard that. Let's keep this conversation going. Let's look over on the AFC side of things. Now, we see the Baltimore Ravens sitting at the 4 seed, right? And you know they're sitting at 6-3. They've had some good wins, some bad losses off of living and dying with Lamar on fourth down, Some games that could easily win another way with a different decision. But where do they stand for you guys as far as the AFC goes? Like respectfully at that 4 spot, or do you see them honestly, like, is this a year that the Ravens could really make a push deep into the playoffs? Now, you look, the Ravens haven't really had the best or like the type of defensive season that we are used to seeing from them, but you look at stats as far as they're third in the league defensively on rushing yards allowed with 828. Um, third in the NFL with forced turnovers, 16 TOs, getting the ball back to the offense 16 times is huge. Where do the Ravens stand in your eyes in the AFC, Shaner? I know how you feel about Lamar, but as a cohesive Ravens unit, where you see him?
I'd say around the 4 and the 5 is comfortable with me. It's tough because the winner of the division gets in. Like I don't really see the Titans being a true 3 seed. Like it's just that division stinks this year, and they're easily going to win it. I'll tell you right now too, there's not going to be 4 teams from the AFC East in the playoffs because just schedule wise, it's not going to work out that way. They're going to knock each other out. So I think a lot of it depends on the matchup. I would say I do think 100% the Bengals will be in that bracket. The Chargers could be in that bracket. So it really depends on matchup. Like if they draw Buffalo first round, or if they draw the Bengals first round, I don't know how confident I am with the Ravens. I think it could go either way.
Taji, how you feel about him?
I think the Ravens they need help to help Lamar on offense still. That's going to be a reason why they're not going to be able to do what they want to do because I think it is more wide open in the AFC than we think it is. Um, but he needs more help. That this year is not going to be the year they do it. Their defense isn't good enough either. I think they're getting better and they are good, like you said. They force turnovers and they slough the run, but I'm pretty sure they get passed on a good amount, which isn't characteristic for their secondary. They got ball hawks out there, but they're not playing that well. So I don't think that this is the year they're going to make a run because they still haven't given Lamar what he needs to win. And his best player, and a lot of them are hurt. People are going down. His receivers that they're trying to bring in are getting hurt. They need, unless they do something to bring in an X receiver for him, then they're not going anywhere. But I respect what they're doing over there. I think they're a good team.
Heard that. Heard that. Wanted to see your opinions on that squad too, just because, yeah, I would probably have to second that. Like, we've talked about this time in and time out, but until Lamar really gets a formidable group of weaponry around him, it's going to be hard for him to make something shake in that dance, dude. They're gonna have to make a lot of decisions this offseason, bro. As far as bringing Lamar back or not, Roquan Smith on the roster now. It's gonna be hard to pay both of them. Do you franchise one or the other? I don't think either of them would be happy with that. So it'll definitely be dicey. OBJ is still in the mix as far as what team he might land to. If the Ravens were so be to be OBJ, I would like that for them, and that would make them really, really scary, I would say. But that's a big if. That's not really characteristic of Baltimore and how they spend their money. They don't really do it for the weaponry, you know.
I think he's gonna have that star on his helmet.
That would be horrible.
Horrid.
No one would like that idea, and he knows that. So I
I
don't
know.
think he would do that.
He can't. Yeah, he couldn't. He can't do that to NY. I
He
don't
can't
think
do
he
that
could
to
do that.
anyone. No one likes Dallas. Like, why would he even want to go there?
That would
He might as well
suck.
go to the Bills. He'll be loved. But if he goes to Dallas, people will hate
Cole's not good for the knee, the two-time knee.
him.
He,
That's for sure.
I don't know. I think the Bills are a great option too. I think he easily could go into Dallas and be that 1A, 1B receiver though.
Over your boy CD.
Yeah, I think CeeDee Lamb's a great receiver, but I think just career-wise, experience-wise, like I mean, we'll see how he is when he comes back from a second knee injury, but I think it could be a 1A, 1B. And they're very different receivers too.
Yeah, I think they. Yeah, I hear you with that. I think they both kind of got that same swag though at the position as far as like contesting that ball that doesn't look like they should be coming down with type of
Yeah.
game. They
I
both
mean,
have
I
that.
see them putting Odell in the slot, honestly, a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, that proved that he proved that. Well, if you're sitting alongside with Cooper Cup, you should be
Yeah.
able to get open. But um, him at that slot with Cooper was treacherous. But
I
yeah,
know
I hear
Taj
you.
hates that though.
Yeah, dude,
Hate that.
tough blow, tough blow
That hit
for
was
Ram.
grimy. And no one seems to say anything about it, but that was such a grimy play.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
like who ankle bites someone that's jumping in the air for the ball, like on the
Yeah.
sideline. That was crazy.
OD. That
It
was
didn't
buck
even
wild.
matter either, is the crazy part.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that shit was crazy. And now he gonna be out for that.
hate to see it, man. That was rough for sure. Rams are looking like they're in a tough spot, no
Yeah,
doubt.
they're down bad.
They're in a
Yeah,
tough
they're
spot.
done this year.
Um,
They're done.
yeah. You look when you look at the top 7 for the NFC, the Rams, they're far behind, sitting at 3-6 right now. You have teams such as the Commanders 5-5, Packers 4-6, Falcons and the Cardinals 4-6 as well. They got a long way to go if they want to see themselves getting back into the mix of things. And without Cooper Cup, seems highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. Um, let's keep the conversation going though. Shane kind of touched on 2 teams that I wanted to ask if you guys would think would make it to the playoffs. If you guys had to pick between the Chargers or the Bengals to make the playoffs this year, which team would you pick and why? Let's go with Shane first. Bengals or Chargers? Which team would you see making it into the dance?
That's a tough one. Uh, I want to say the Bengals. The reason it makes it tough is that the Chargers, for how injured they have been all year, have actually been pretty impressive to me. Keenan Allen
Sorry.
pretty much hasn't played all year. Mike Williams has been out. I mean, it's been the Eckler show and Herbert with guys like Palmer and DeAndre Carter who aren't like household names by any means, and they're still finding ways to win games. And obviously that defense not as good as people were expecting them to be, but they're good. But I think the Bengals are due for another run. I think they're hungry, losing in the Super Bowl last year. They're still winning games. Jamar Chase was supposed to play this week, but he's still on crutches, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. But once they get Jamar back, like that offense to me is one of those offenses where when they get hot, they're going to be unstoppable.
Yeah, no doubt. Taji, out of those two
Um,
teams,
I think the Bengals are much more likely to make it. I think the Bengals are going to be a staple in the playoffs for the rest of the time that they have Joe Burrow. There's not going to be a year where they don't make it. They're more likely to be able to win their division opposed to the Chargers. So they're gonna have to. The Chargers are gonna more have to sneak in a wild card spot, I'd say, than the Bengals would have to. So I think that it's much more likely you see the team that's been there, the team that's made the run, and the team that can still win their division get there, rather than Chargers who are gonna have to fight, then hope they get a better record than the other teams that are trying to get in the wild card. And Justin Herbert's never been there before, and they've been in this situation before. Last year, they were in a situation trying to get in, fighting for the spot, and they didn't get it, and they just didn't get it done. So I think just Joe Burrow is going to make the playoffs. I don't think there's going to be years where we see Joe Burrow not in the playoffs.
heard that. Heard that. Joe Shiesty is currently sitting fourth in the league, respectively, right now in passing yards, 2,535. 18 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. They did have a slow start this season. Seemed like a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover, but they had some get right games recently against what they had the Steelers, they had the Falcons where Joe Burrow went stupid. He went ridiculous against the
Yeah,
Falcons.
the Panthers and the Saints too.
Panthers and Saints, yeah. Thank you. They've been doing their thing. They had the bye week this week.
But they talk
Um
about the Eagles schedule. You hear what you just said? That's crazy.
Hey, that's up for another debate. We can get into that later.
Yeah.
We can definitely get into that later. I hear y'all with that. Bengals obviously been there before. Chargers, they look respect hats like Shane said. Hats off to Herbo and Eckler keeping them afloat because with the injury bug they've had, man, they should be looking worse. So hats off to Herbo and Eckler for kind of keeping that thing intact. I think Bosa, if he hasn't been back already, should be soon. They lost J.C. Jackson for the whole season, which hurts big time. That's your
He
boy.
wasn't doing nothing though,
No, not in the first couple of
which is
games.
crazy.
He
Yeah,
would have been all right.
yeah.
He did
Tough
not look
loss
like
right there,
himself.
for sure. First couple games in a new system, you know how
Yeah.
that goes. But it'll be interesting to see, like, cause you look at the Jets there. If they can hold their own and keep it moving, then you don't see the Chargers nor the Bengals in the mix. So I would love to see them keep it churning,
I agree.
but it'll be hard to
Well,
see three in the
yeah,
mix. So.
one of
The
those
Ravens
teams.
got to keep it moving too.
Yeah,
And the Titans, for sure. I
I
say
think.
so.
Titans are going to lock down their
Well,
spot.
yeah, you're right.
That's
You're
the
right.
only
You're
thing.
right.
They're
Yeah,
locked in.
Yeah,
The
you're right.
Bills are locked in essentially in my mind, and the Dolphins are going to be probably locked in as well. And the Jets couldn't be, couldn't be. It's going to
nah,
be the Ravens are going to be in. I agree. I think they'll make the playoffs, and then there's one spot open for the
Right.
Jets and the Bengals to fight for.
yeah. The Jets and the Patriots are gonna knock each other out.
The
It's gonna be.
Patriots are out of there. They have no chance.
I mean, if the Patriots win, the Jets, if they win this week, are first in the division. If they lose against the Patriots, they're last. Like that's how close that division is right now.
No, they're last if they lose.
Yeah, because the Patriots already beat them, they'd have the same record.
5-4 or 6-4. The Jets have 3 losses already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like those teams all play each other again. Like
Yeah,
there's no way, it's not possible that all four make it. One of them is going to be out.
yeah. There was no chance they were all making it anyway.
No, I think the NFC is going to switch up a little bit too, to be honest.
I think the NFC can definitely switch up a little bit.
I don't, as amazing as Geno's run is, they're cooling off big time. And I think the 49ers take that 3 seed, and it's going to be between the Seahawks and the Cardinals. If the Giants keep this up, then hats off to them. It's just weird to say like the Giants are a playoff lock. Even
Seven,
the
no, yeah, 7-2 though.
Yeah, even the Cowboys, like that was seeing them get exposed by the Packers the way they did last game. I wasn't expecting that at all. Like they're not a lock by any means either.
I think that I don't think that the Bucks are necessarily a lock anyway. They're playing over there Wild Wild West football, like it's the NFC East back in the day when everyone's gonna suck, so everybody's gonna suck, and we're just gonna compete to see who gets out. Or this year everybody's gonna win because one team's winning. So I think that that division's kind of open. I think the Bucks are gonna win the division. Absolutely, they should,
Yeah,
but it's kind of open. The Commanders are 5-5. The Cardinals could go on a little bit of a run,
yeah,
and I think the Packers are maybe they kind of figure something out, and they're going to start doing something. So it's very much open for some things to change around in the NFC
yeah.
playoff picture. But I think the only teams that are locked in are going to be the Eagles, the Vikings, the 49ers, and
I think the
uh,
Bucks are a lock.
maybe the Cowboys will make it for sure, or maybe the Giants. Like one of them are going to make it for sure. But the Seahawks, I mean, they're balling. They're playing good football. So they'll probably make it. I think they'll make the playoffs, but I don't know if they make anything shake. The Cardinals is a big question mark. I think they could maybe do something.
I
They
do too.
could. They
And the
definitely
Pack
could.
could get rolling. And the Commanders have a better record than all of them. So if they start winning some games, they can make it interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
there's
definitely think
a lot
that's
of room for change over there.
no doubt about it. No doubt about it. That would definitely led into my next question. So we don't even have to necessarily talk about it. But like, can the Seahawks keep the energy they have to lock a spot?
Hmm.
It's a big question there. Gino, he's sitting fifth in the league with at yardage 2,474. Doing his thing, 17 touchdowns, 4 interceptions with a 108 rating, and first in the NFL in completion percentage at 72. He's doing his thing, and it's definitely unexpected, but it'll be interesting to see who ends up in that 7 for the NFC, because like if we really see 3 NFC East teams and my team's not in it, that's gonna hurt, and they're gonna be very, very interesting right there. Like you said, the Packers, they might have found themselves. All it takes, man, sometimes just takes one win, especially for a team like the Packers. Aaron Rodgers knows what he's capable of. And when those young bulls see you beat a good team like the Cowboys, it could lead some momentum down
Hmm.
in that locker room.
They
It'll
got
be
the
interesting
injury
to
bug
see,
pretty
man.
bad too, though.
Yeah, they do. No doubt about that. Uh, I don't know. Commies, I mean, they see the Texans next, then the Falcons, and then it's the Giants bye, and then Giants again. So it's a definitely some important games coming up for them if they want to find themselves in the mix. We'll see what happens with that though. Um, but it'll definitely be interesting to see how it pans out. We're sitting here at week 11, seeing how the playoff picture looks. Uh, Giants 7-2, bro. Like, if you guys are the Giants GM, do you give Daniel Jones an extension, or do you give him a franchise tag, or do you let him walk?
You can give him the tag, maybe keep him a few more years, but I'm not locking him into nothing big. Um,
Saquon's due.
and I'm bringing in a rookie quarterback probably to start figuring it out because he's not Eli Manning. He's not going to be that. You can't do that again. You just can't replicate winning Super Bowls with that same recipe again. It's not going to work.
Mhm.
You need some luck involved, and Daniel Jones ain't even good enough to create that luck, if you ask me. They
I
need a
would,
guy that can carry them because their receiving core ain't that good either.
but that's the thing. Like, I would definitely, as you said, bring in a rookie quarterback, and it puts a little pressure on him as well. But I mean, they're definitely not letting him walk after this season. Whether it's a tag or a smaller extension, I don't know which way that's going to go. But I mean, the man's been doing his job.
Yeah.
And you can't knock somebody who shows up every day, battles through injuries, and is just getting the job done. Like it's not always pretty, but they're making it work. And I don't think like the quarterback is essentially a staple of that offense right now by any means.
Mhm. Yeah. You look at that weapon, like Taji said, you look at that weaponry room, it's nothing crazy, you know. Saquon is balling out of control. Probably going for that OPOY, definitely that comeback player. But
And they rely heavily on their defense too.
yeah, which is they're balling out of control too. That's a
Yeah.
good defense right there. Not really much like worthy opponents, but 7-2. I don't know. You think about it like realistically, it's not like Daniel Jones is he's getting the ball where it needs to be. I think his biggest improvement from this season in the previous is him turning the ball over. He hasn't been turning over that pill, which has kept them in games and winning them.
100%.
Which is ball's the program, but like that's the most important thing. But do you really want to give him the biggie bag to manage and hand the ball off to Saquon? You like Taji said, you could bring in a rookie realistically to do that. So I think a lot of it'll telltale on how well they do remainder of this season, of course, and like how much of it isn't involved with Daniel Jones, whether he's getting them right or getting them left, But it'll be interesting to see. They didn't pick up that player option, so they're definitely gonna have to make a decision with them.
That's my coach of the year too, Dayball.
I think he deserves it, man. That I don't. No one was expecting the Giants to look like this, Pop. No doubt about it. Hats off to what they're doing down there, no doubt. Let's keep it moving. That was some good talk. Looking at the Week 11 playoff picture, we're now gonna get into the much anticipated swaggy play of the week. There was a couple good plays last week. Some definitely better than others. I think there's one like unanimous decision as far as that goes. If one of you guys would like to show that guy, Shayners or Taji, you can share the screen. Swaggy play of the week, a play that was tough, hard body, out of control, clutch, significant, one in a million, everything. The swaggy play of the week. Talk to me, fellas. What you guys working with?
I got you. I'll pull this John up for you. Because obviously that's my play of the week. That play was just not real, honestly. Like Kirk Cousins just turned away and was like, you know what? Let me just throw this John up. I know he's over there somewhere. You gotta allow me to share my screen, swag.
I love it too because Diggs had the catch before him. And it's like just that. I mean, they're always going to be compared just based off of what happened between the two of them. So outdoing Diggs was pretty dope.
Yeah, that they're always gonna be compared for sure. But J Jets. All right, y'all see what I got?
Yes, sir. Play was insane, bro. Kirk's just chucking that thing, man.
Oh wait a minute. Here we go. 4th and 18. 2 minutes left. Just throw it up for me. What? What?
Insane, bro.
Look at this.
Yeah, that's
Let me get that off you, young bro. I don't know
Disgusting.
how he pulled that off the ground. So.
Yeah. And the way that he landed with the ball, like he did, it's not like he landed on his left side. He landed on the side of the ball. The way he was able to catch it is insane.
Crazy.
Insane.
That's my swaggy play of the week. Obviously, that was the play of the week.
Hands down.
Possibly play of the year.
yeah.
Hands down.
You're not.
It's hard for me to show a play, but it's hard for me to show a play after that because that was the
Crazy.
one. That was
Yeah,
the
you're
one
not.
for
You're not
sure.
topping that one.
I'm not topping that. What I'm gonna do though, I'm gonna show a little bit of love to the defensive side of the ball. You feel me? There's only but so many plays we get. I got a lot of tabs open. We're in the middle of the semester, folks. You know how that goes. Finals week. We can edit this all out.
At least your searches are safe.
Yeah, man. It's downloading all these softwares to like get clips online and like audio this and Riverside that. I had to keep it tight.
There's the future of Philly down there.
Yeah.
I don't
There's
want no
Ben
Hutchinson.
Simmons.
Bro, the Nets
Hurt
are in
again.
shambles. All right, I'm gonna pause it real quick just to give a little bit of context here. I'm gonna turn the volume down a little bit as to. Ooh, we could watch that after if y'all want. Y'all saw
No,
that? Yes,
I
sir.
don't want to watch that.
Yes, sir. Here we have for my swaggy play of the week. We're gonna do a little bit of defensive side of the ball talk. I'm gonna circle him first. Aiden Hutchinson, the recent #1 pick of the draft, goal line stand, red zone maniacs coming down the line. Little Triple H action.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he came in like a demon on that one.
Oh my goodness. I like Aiden
WWE.
Hutchinson. I like
Yeah,
his game. I didn't know if I liked him that much coming in, but I like him a lot now. I had
it
to see
was
him in the league.
it was tough to tell out of Michigan, but
It was tough
he's
to judge.
definitely everything they described.
He looks
He's
like
a
he's like
dog.
a Bosa brother
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
he
like a
does.
little JJ.
or
He
one of the
does.
Watt brothers. Yeah, it could be one.
Yeah,
He looks like he's a part of that family tree for sure. With that
Yeah,
97 on.
I'm liking it.
Nothing crazy, nothing like Jettis, but little come down the line action on the goal line. Got to show love to the defense
It's pretty
sometimes.
good.
yeah.
Nice little swaggy play to we.
Let
All
me
right, talk to me, Shayna.
let me do you one better with the very next play of that game.
Which was insane. Which was insane.
Yeah, the shout out my man. A lot of hate this year. Y'all know how I feel. Riding the hot-handed fantasy, I'll take it.
0-3 though.
This one, little pump fake. Where they at? Oh, he's just gonna spin out of it. Lower the shoulder, right through him.
He put that boy to sleep.
Yeah.
That was tough. That was tough. And I remember Shane, we talked about it during the games last week. Shane asked us in the chat who's the better runner, Lamar or Justin Fields. And given the recent film we've seen, because I think it's fair to say the Bears weren't using him as a running threat at first, not like this to start off this season. Wasn't really able to show it off. But Justin, I think different from Lamar. Justin's gonna give you a shoulder and try to fertilize you. Lamar ain't really doing that. You know what I mean? But I'm
No.
hands down picking Lamar Jackson as far as who the better runner is. I think Lamar, he just has that vision. He has a vision. I don't know. It could be up for debate, but I think Justin might have that faster straight line speed. But as far as like toting the pill, I gotta go Lamar. I think Shaner would think otherwise. Taji, what you thinking there though?
It's Lamar is the better runner. I mean, there's hype right now. Justin Fields is definitely running crazy. He's breaking records for a quarterback. I mean, that's impressive in itself. But he's more like a Cam Newton type of runner, I'd say. That's kind of the comparison I see in him right now. Not necessarily throwing the ball yet, but running wise and body type and all that, the way he is, he's like that. And Lamar is just a different type of runner. He's slippery. He's just squeezing through the hole. He's gonna just have a quick burst out of nowhere. He's gonna shake you out of your shoes. You're gonna fall on the ground. You're gonna die face first. He's gonna spin. He's not gonna be there. Like that. Those are things that are just unique to Lamar that he can do. I mean, I think Justin Fields, like I said, special running with the football, but the elusiveness not the same. The small area quickness not the same. The twitchiness not the same. He's just not the same runner as Lamar. I think he's a great runner. Like I say, he's breaking records, but he's not a better runner than Lamar Jackson. There's never been a quarterback like that. Michael Vick say it himself.
Heard that. Heard that. Shane, you want to play devil's advocate there, or we can keep it moving?
Yeah, I mean, you guys touched upon it. Two very, very different runners. Like Lamar, definitely a lot shiftier. Straightaway speed would be interesting. I don't know. That would be an interesting race to see. But I agree. I don't know. the Cam Newton comparison's interesting because I see Jalen Hurts as more of a Cam Newton type runner than I do Justin Fields as far as like a power runner.
Jalen got a little shake. He got a little
He
shake.
does, but I mean, young Cam definitely had a little shake too. I
Yeah,
mean, he would run through someone absolutely, but
yeah.
I think I don't know. It's tough. I think you're finally getting to see, like you said, the Bears actually using Justin Fields like they should, and I think over 320 rushing yards in 2 games as a quarterback speaks for itself. I mean, I think he's like top 8 in the league right now in rushing. He's definitely going to rush for over 1,000 this year, but I'm not mad at anyone picking Lamar. I just thought it was a interesting debate because it's the first time we're really seeing someone on the same wavelength as Lamar. Like Kyler was a little bit, but he's a different runner as well. But to think of a quarterback in the league out rushing Lamar is pretty crazy to me.
Oh, for sure. There's no doubt about that. I think just use players to their skill set, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
Justin does have a cannon. Justin does have a cannon, but he's a naturally gifted runner. Use it to your advantage. I think that's like we've said, he has gone 0-3 in the past 3 games that he's been going berserk on the run. But
right.
it's fair to say that it wasn't necessarily his fault alone
Yeah,
that he was losing the games. But let him keep toting the pill, man, until proven
yeah.
otherwise.
I think the biggest improvement we've seen from him too in the last 5 or 6 weeks is just his composure in
Hmm.
the pocket. Like he's still scrambling, he's still running and stuff, but he's not scrambling and making bad throws. Like even though he's moving around, his head is still down the field. He's looking for receivers. He's making plays now in the past 4 weeks that he definitely didn't make in the first 4 weeks.
Right.
So I think I mean, remember the other podcast we were talking about is Justin Fields going to be looking for a new job next year. And I think he's definitely proved that he has enough potential to be a franchise quarterback for that team. So hats off to him.
I could be the franchise quarterback for the Bears, considering like they have never had a good quarterback in the history of our lives.
Yeah,
Um,
but I'm saying
I'm
that
just saying
you're not
this
wrong. I mean, Tom Brady in his 40s would be their leading passer
everything.
ever. But
Yeah,
when I say that, I'm not talking about the
no, he
next
deserves.
Jay
He's
Cutler
proved
by any
himself.
means.
Absolutely, no. I'm just saying he's definitely proved himself as a he's their guy, but
I think
he's gotta throw the football. He's got
yeah,
guys to throw the football to now. He's got to throw the football.
yeah. But I'm saying it in the sense that I think there's definitely because going into this season, like they knew they weren't going to be a playoff contender by any means. Like they were just trying to see if they could build off of something. And I think Justin Fields is proving now like he's a guy that they can build around. I mean, Claypool, great. Like Darnell Mooney's a good receiver, but there's definitely a lot of room for improvement in that offense and defensively as well. Trading away your 2 best defenders, but it's a start. I think that team like has a foundation now, and they're gonna move in the right direction. Because realistically, like, when's the last time the Bears have been good or relevant?
Brian Urlacher and Devin Hester,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's been a minute.
Matt Forte,
Forte.
those days.
Let's see what happens for him, bro. Use players to their skill set, to their advantage, and live with that. See what happens. He can run that pill, but when it comes down to it, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, he's gonna have to drop back. But let's see what happens.
Maybe
Let's,
him and CJ Stroud will break that stigma finally.
I
Maybe.
hope so. Maybe, man. I hope. I hope. Let's keep it moving. Let's do what we all know and love. Let's keep it quick. See if we can rip through these bad boys tonight. Week 11 matchups. Some important games as we get into this back half of the NFL season, where teams got to show that they're contenders or pretenders. Let's start off with tomorrow night's game, Thursday Night Football, Amazon Prime Video. The Tennessee Titans at Lambeau Field versus the Green Bay Packers. Tennessee at Green Bay. Shaners, what you thinking here?
That's a tough one in the sense that Packers are coming off a great game, but due to the injury bug, I know receiver wise they're going to be down pretty bad. Rashawn Gary out for the year now. Defensively, I think this is a great opportunity for the Titans to do what they do best and just give King Henry about 30 to 40 touches. So I got the Titans.
Kaji, what you thinking here?
I got the Titans as well. It was kind of harder pick than it would have been if the Packers didn't play the way they did last week, but I still got the Titans. King Henry's gonna tote that rock.
I hear y'all. I hear y'all. Call me crazy. I'm gonna go different. So just see if it works in my favor. I'm gonna go with the Packers tomorrow night at home. Bounce a good win against a good Cowboys team. I think they might get things turning around in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, yeah, it's definitely changing of the guard. The young bulls, the young prime Jedi Masters they're eliminating one by one members of the Jedi Council. The tide is definitely turning, but I see the Pack winning tomorrow night. I think Christian Watson, he's finally found his role on the team. Aaron is showing that he can trust him a little bit. Lazard, I think he'll be healthy. If Aaron Jones is healthy, I think they get it going. Rashawn Gary was a hard, tough loss, 100%. But I'm pretty positive that despite the recent showings he's had, Jair is still like top 3 in the league in PB.
Jair's been playing well these last few weeks.
Yeah. Aside from Scary Terry, he's been doing his thing. But I like the Pack tomorrow night, respectfully. I like the Pack tomorrow night. I think
Maybe
they start to turn it around.
maybe Sammy Watkins will show up.
Maybe.
Maybe, bro. He's due. That's
He's
for
about
sure.
he's about 7 years late, but
Right. For real, man.
he'll be there.
Let's keep it moving. The first 1:00 game we have on Sunday. Chicago at Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Chirac at Atlanta, ATL. Taji, who you got here?
Tough pick, but I got the Bears.
Okay. Shaners, you rocking with the Bears as well?
There's nothing more dangerous in this world than a bettor who's due, and I will be betting on the Bears. So the Bears are gonna win.
Okay. I'm gonna federal sweep that right there. I'm gonna go with the Bears as well. They're due for a win. 0-3 last 3 games. Justin's been balling out of control. They're due. I'm gonna go with the Bears.
I think that Falcons offense is broken too.
Yeah, man. I mean, we talk about this all the time, but you have a dude like Kyle Pitts, you got to find ways to get him the ball. They've been running the ball a lot. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that, call it how you see it, Marcus Mariota, he's not a gifted passer, you know. So there's only but so much you can do as far as that playbook goes, given with his throwing abilities. But it's rough to see. You
They
got dudes.
literally used their last 2 first-round picks on Giants on the outside, and they do not give them Giants a chance at the football. If I had Kyle Pitts and Drake London on my team, I would be throwing jump balls all the time.
Yeah,
So many quarterbacks would love to have those dudes on their team, and they're just not using them.
crazy. I saw that in the last game, Kyle Pitts had 8 targets, and only one of them was a catchable ball.
The longest wingspan we've seen in the league at any like receiver type position.
Yeah,
They can't even get in the vicinity of
no,
It's
it's crazy.
atrocious, man. That's
them. And Drake London had
atrocious.
to bean top someone to score last game.
Yeah,
He's good, man. He
He
can
could
play.
be if they give him the ball.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a tough spot.
They might as well just start. What's his name already? Desmond Ritter.
Yeah.
I
I don't
don't know
know
why
why
they
they
don't
haven't.
Truthfully,
start him. You draft him in the first round. Use him.
I mean, if the Steelers are going to throw Pickett in, why not throw in Ritter?
Why not?
You think it has to do with the fact that they technically could see themselves in the dance with the roster they have what they have right now? Think that's what it has to do with it? If they were being
They got
bummy,
Cordero Patterson, another weapon that has enormous size. Like they don't they don't know what they're doing. Yeah, they're trying to stack up some draft picks or something because this is just wild.
Whatever they're seeing, I wish I could see it, but
Yeah,
not everyone's seeing it. That's for sure.
it's hard to see the vision sometimes, man. Let's keep it going.
the Dickinson football way.
Yeah,
Cleveland at Buffalo. I feel like this is pretty unanimous. You know,
Yeah,
D Watson doesn't come back until week 13. I'll start off here with the Bills. I got the
Bills.
Bills.
I got the Bills. One thing I will say about that, I think it's interesting though because the Browns do not have a lot of margin for error right now. And with
No,
like if they want any chance of making the playoffs when Watson comes back, like this is a game, one of those games where they have to do something. So we'll see.
Yeah. They're the only team other than the Bengals or Chargers that I see having a realistic chance, and
Yeah,
that's only with him being back and healthy.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, he could come back and they could easily rip four straight, but it's just like, is it even going to matter at that point?
What
Right.
are they?
So
3 or 4 wins right now.
three and six.
They started off like 2 and 3 too, so they're not playing much better football.
Nah,
I've been saying like the best situation for the Browns is for them to be 500 or wavering near it
Hmm.
by the time D Watson gets back into the mix. That
I agree.
way you can the destiny, the fate is on his hands at that point. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's a big if though. They definitely, if they want to be in the mix, they got to take care of business against the well, they're not going to beat they're not going to win this game. They're not going to win this game, but they're going to
if
have to
they,
figure it out after.
yeah, but hypothetically, if they sneak in that 7 seed and then eventually end up playing the Chiefs with Watson back and that Browns offense, which is a much better offense than it looks right now, like that would be a very, very good football game.
Oh yeah. That would
I
be
would not want to be a
nice.
2 seed playing the Browns full strength
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
first round.
That'd be a tough game right there, son. Remember a couple years back when D Watson was up like 20 something, and then that was the start of the Reaper for Pat. That was
That
started the
run that
Reaper
they went on was just didn't make sense.
Yeah,
The
at
Chiefs,
all.
like they were winning the Super Bowl that year. That what they did, that just that playoff run was
they were
ridiculous.
down in the going into the
Magic.
fourth quarter every single game.
By like 20 points half the time they were down in
Yeah,
every game, and then they just, all right, come on, let's go.
didn't matter.
Crazy, man. Grim Reaper.
He's the
Uh,
only guy in the NFL with a winning record, being down 14 or more going into the fourth quarter in the league history. Only guy.
Different breed.
Different
It's
breed, bro.
crazy.
That is nuts. Um, but yeah, that it'll be cool to see what the Browns can do when D Watson gets back into the mix. But for now, they're gonna take that L to Buffalo. Let's keep it moving. Philly at Indy. Philly Commanders came through and slayed Goliath. They're coming off of a loss, but this is a get right game for them. I got Philly. Y'all agree?
Obviously. And to speak on our loss, I would say it was good to get it out of the way early. Better to lose and learn how to bounce back, bring us back to earth a little bit. I mean, the team didn't seem like they were all hearing about they were bought into the undefeated talk, but they were tired of hearing it. You could tell they wanted to hear, they wanted the motivation from the city. Jalen wants us to tell them when they're doing bad. He don't want to hear it all good. And we didn't get beat. I don't feel like we got beat by a team that was lesser than us. They controlled the ball. You guys controlled the ball longer and kept our offense off the field, but we had Dallas Goedert have a fumble with a face mask, whatever. They missed the call. Quez catches a bomb and he fumbles the ball. We just had Turner. AJ gets a dime dropped in his lap. He just doesn't hold on, gets it taken out of his hands. Like these are plays that we lost the game, and Jalen Hurts didn't at all lose the game for us. He played great. And in that instance, I don't have that happening very much. We didn't get outplayed, I don't feel. We didn't get anything. We just didn't want to win. We had opportunities to win. I don't care about the calls or whatever. We still could have won the game. Brandon Graham, at the end of the game, I don't know how you do that, how you get called for that, whatever. Uh, that's just we gave it up. Quez had a bomb. We had every chance to get back. He fumbles the ball. Everything is good. It's gonna be good for us going forward. Every team has had a loss that's been bad. The Chiefs lost to the Colts. Everybody loses a bad game. We'll bounce back. It'll be all right. I think it's gonna be good for us, and obviously we're gonna beat the Colts.
I agree with that there. I would agree on an aspect.
Congratulations to the Commanders.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. That means a lot coming from you, my man. I appreciate that. But I would have to partially agree with you there. Obviously, the Eagles were the better team. They're the better team without a doubt. But the only way we had a chance of winning was to keep Jalen Hurts off the field as much as possible, and we did that. So.
Mhm.
I credit our game plan as far as running the ball. I think if Jordan Davis was healthy, I think it would have been a different outcome. I think that was the only way we were able to run the ball as quote unquote effectively as we did. We stayed in front of the sticks, you know.
And Terry was there to answer every time you needed him.
Yeah. It was not necessarily a good win, huge for the franchise, huge for the brand, but it was more so clean. Like we just played clean. We did what we had to do, took advantage of turnovers, took advantages of no calls, and we kept Jalen Hurts off the field as much as possible. And
time of possession was like 19 minutes to like 41 or something like that.
It was certainly surprising. Like that was the only way we would win, because as you could see off rip, you guys scored 2 touchdowns in 6 minutes. We had to keep y'all off the field.
Yeah, we are getting going.
We had to keep y'all off the field, and we found a way to do that. But yeah, no doubt about it. Even at Indy, the Eagles will get right in this game. No doubt about that. Let's see what else we got here. Ooh, this will mean a lot. This is going to mean a lot. This could knock someone out. New York Jets at New England. Gillette Stadium, 1 o'clock, CBS. Jets at the Pats.
Jets.
Shaners, who you got then? What's up?
Last game, I got the Eagles.
Oh, I thought it was
No, you're good.
I wrote
I
you.
will say I agreed with everything you guys said. That's why I didn't say anything. The only thing I'll say about the last game too is that was the worst I've seen the Eagles secondary look all year. I don't know if that's a one-time thing, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. This game, I'm going Patriots. I don't got the Jets walking into Gillette and beating the Patriots. Maybe they'll prove me wrong, but last game, the Patriots. I mean, it's going to come down to Zach Wilson ultimately. Last game, he was just going colorblind and throwing to every single Patriots defender he could see. So we'll see. Maybe the Jets will surprise me. Like I said, this is a huge game for them. You either become first in the division or last. So a lot's at stake. But Bill Belichick is a grand master wizard, and so we'll see. I like the
It'd be no
Patriots.
more in Jets fashion than to walk in there and win in Gillette. That's the way.
I mean,
that's
if
the way
they
it's going to have to happen.
if they do it, then I'm bought in on the new Jets. I feel like this is one of those games that matters the most. Like
It
beating the
does.
Bills, that's great and all, but like the team historically that you
They
need to beat.
haven't beaten Belichick in a while.
Yeah, the team historically you need to beat in that division is the Patriots. So if they win this game, then the Jets have a lot to look forward to.
Give me the Jetters, man. I got the Jets winning this game. I think they're building off the momentum they had with against the Bills last week. Huge win for the franchise, huge win for the brand. I think they come into Gillette and knock off the Pats. One of y'all might have to look it up right quick. The last time the Jets won in Gillette, because that'll be huge, bro. Huge for the seeding, huge for the momentum. Sauce Gardner, I think how many he has right now, bro? Sauce
He got a
Gardner,
few.
13 PBUs, number 1 in NFL with 2 picks, man. He's doing his thing.
The last time the Jets, wow, won in Gillette Stadium was in 2011 in the divisional playoff round.
Woo! AFC Championship year.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
That's
It's
crazy.
been over a decade. I'm here for that. I'm here for a Jets win.
I'm all here for it. I'm going with the Jetters.
I'm going with the Jets.
Woo-hee. That's gonna be a game, son. I like that.
I like that.
Let's keep it moving. That's gonna be a nice game to watch. This one not so much. Rams at Saints, 1:00 at Fox. I think they made the decision again that they're gonna go with the red rifle, Andy Dalton, slinging the pill. From what I saw a tweet earlier today. It was concussion protocol for Stafford. I think he'll be cleared and good to go. No Cooper Kupp, as we talked about earlier. But Taji, who you got here?
I'll take
Saints.
the Saints winning this game. Without Cooper Kupp, that offense is going to be a little lost, have some stuff to figure out, or maybe they'll be a little better because they won't have an identity. I don't know. It could be good for them. But I got the Saints winning. I think they're a solid enough team, and the Red Rifle gets Juju to rock, so I can rock with him.
I hear you. I think I'm gonna have to piggyback that. I'm gonna go with the Saints as well. You lose a player like Cooper Kupp, unless Allen Robinson comes right into the mix and picks it up. I highly doubt it. I think he's capable of it,
Absolutely.
but it's hard to say that or like have faith in that statement given what we've seen. If anything, when you have Cooper Kupp along on the opposite side of the field with you, it should be easier to get the ball. Yeah, exactly. It should be much easier to get the pills. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna have to go.
I feel bad for Aaron Donald, man. He should have retired like he wanted to.
Just went out on top. Yeah,
he should have, because this is a shame.
Yep. As a in like. Just as a whole, bro, it's not even necessarily like the defense is keeping the opponents to a minimal score. They've given up some bad plays this season too. Just as a whole, the Rams just look flat, hungover.
Hungover.
Shaner, who you got here? Rams at Saints.
Do we know who's starting between Stafford and Wofford?
From what I saw, Stafford cleared concussion protocols and should be good to go.
Give me the Rams. Take the Rams. Andy Dalton stinks. To put it plainly.
Put it lightly.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't even know. What's good with Jameis? Why are they not using Jameis right now?
Dude.
I don't know.
I have no idea as far as it goes as his availability. You know what I'm saying? Like if
he's dressed every single game on the sideline. I don't know if it's like a Florida State thing where he's not even supposed to be on the sideline, but he dresses up anyways.
He could be on that type of time.
Could be. He could be for real, making the cameras think is more something than what it is.
That's
he
not.
Need to be
I
in
mean,
a jumpsuit.
At this point, I think they're honestly. But if Jameis can't play, like, why not just try Taysom at quarterback for a game?
Like, might as well just try it.
That's what I'm saying.
Why not?
Like, it's not going to get any worse by any.
It's because the Red Rocket throws Juwan the ball, so he can play as long as he wants. That's what I say.
Yeah. Him and Olave.
That is facts, bro.
And Rashid.
They got weapons, dog. I mean, like Mike T. He said he's gonna be out for a May.
I'm done with Mike Thomas, man. I'm done with. That was my guy for real, and now he's
done for the year.
Yeah, no, he's been out since like week 3.
He's been out since before
he
COVID.
came back like week 1 week.
Brian Robinson came back before that man.
Yes, literally got shot and came back before him. He's like
insane,
ridiculous. Dude, he had 1,700 yards and just hung it up.
He said he went out on top.
Yeah,
he went out on top.
There's no doubt about that, bro. You hate to see it, dog, because he was a good player, bro. He was a good player, man. I think he's just holding out and trying to get out of New Orleans. That's got to be the only logical explanation there.
It's gotta be.
He's pulling with
Gotta be.
Kadarius.
Can't guard.
Kadarius, K. Tony to the max. Let's see what else we got here. We got a couple. We got a back half. Lions at Giants, 1:00. I think this is. I mean, unless the Lions come in and make this a trap game, I think the Giants should handle business here. You guys think otherwise?
I think it's a classic trap game. And the Lions could very well steal this because, like we were saying, I'm not bought in on the Giants still. It's still a tough one. I think they can lose any given Sunday. Any team can beat them, but I think I'm gonna go with the G-men in this one. But the Lions are they on a 2-game win streak?
Yeah.
They are.
Oh,
They are.
I might got the Lion classic trap game. I got the Lions over the G-men.
I'm taking the Lions.
Wow.
I just switched that up. I wasn't gonna do that until I just realized the win streak. They're feeling good right now. They're feeling good.
I'm taking the Lions.
Classic trap game.
It's either going to be the Lions put up 40 or the Giants win on a last-second field goal.
Yeah. Literally.
I could see that happening 100%. 100%.
But yeah, I got the Lions.
Heard that.
That's another interesting QB situation.
The Lions.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, when you think about it, if I'm Daniel Jones and they end up having a fairly good season, even if it's a first-round bounce, I'm saying, hey, Jared Goff's getting paid 33. Carson Wentz got paid 32. I need something.
I need something
now.
I need something.
That'd be interesting.
Either you pay me or I'm going to sit up and be an analyst from now on.
Yeah. Pay me or I walk. Like, where you gonna go?
He'll probably be okay.
The Lions will pick him up.
Yeah.
Someone will pick up.
He'll be the next Panthers QB.
Yeah. Literally.
Competing with Sam.
Yeah.
Literally.
Not even guaranteed.
It's either him or Matt Ryan. One of the two.
God, that's ridiculous.
Damn, bro. Panthers, bro. Speaking of the Panthers at the bank on Sunday, 1:00 Fox. I got the flock, bro. That's easy.
Yeah, that's the flock.
Yeah, man. I'll take the Ravens on that one.
That's the flock, bro. Sheesh. Hopefully DJ Moore gets right though. I'm putting him back in one of my leagues. I'm starting.
Deontay Foreman been spazzing for the Panthers though.
He has.
He's been going for like 100 a game.
I don't know why they're continuing to play PJ Walker, honestly.
Because Baker sucks, bro. It's that simple. Because Baker and Sam Darnold aren't good enough.
I know.
Yeah,
but
literally
it's
because
that
they
simple.
suck. I mean, PJ sucked in that one game. They put Baker in. Baker did a nice little ball, but
yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Baker actually out here headbutting guys because he knows he can't get it in. He just hates
bro.
his
Like
he's tired of sitting on the sideline taking notes. He wants to be in the concussion protocol.
He wants to be throwing the interception.
Trying to feel something, bro.
He can't. He doesn't want to write anymore, so he can't use the pen.
Like, dude, you're not getting a certain spot over in and out XFL quarterback, and that's for Sam and Baker, bro. That's a problem. They're not gonna put Matt Corral out there. They just drafted him. Why would they do that? That'd be stupid.
It's bad.
You telling me you can't get over PJ? Come on, PJ.
Come on, PJ. PJ's balling out. Temple product.
Temple.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, bro. That's crazy, man. Let's keep it moving though. Big flock. Ravens got that game. 1:00 Fox. Commanders at Texans. Shaners, who you got here?
Did they name Heineke the starter?
Yes.
They did about an hour ago. Yeah.
Good for them.
If they were smart, Carson Wentz will not touch the field again as a Washington Commander. Respectfully.
100%. I agree with that. I think that's the best move for your team. I got the Commanders here. I think it'll be interesting. I mean, the Texans are just so one dimensional. Like I really fantasy wise, I hope that Damian Pierce has a good game, but
Me
like
too. Me too.
they're
Can't lie.
just they're so one dimensional that you stop the run, you essentially stop the Texans. So I got the Commanders here. I thought you guys looked really good. Game management was huge for you guys.
Tyler, what you
Heineke,
thinking here?
he's like two mistakes away from being like a very good quarterback.
No, that's what pains me when I have this conversation with people because they're like, why don't you want him as a starter? It's because like he went undrafted. He has this amazing story that he has because of the fact that he can't throw a deep ball with anticipation or strength.
Mhm.
And it's inevitable. He's going to make some type of simple-minded mistake every game that should cost us. Sometimes we get right, sometimes we get left. But I'd rather see that inevitable mistake once a game than to watch another Commanders game with Carson Wentz at the helm. Sorry, but I've seen enough already.
Not surprised by that.
Yeah.
Carson is. I told you in the beginning, don't let him get your hopes up at all because they're just gonna get shattered. I think this game is gonna be more interesting than we think. The Texans have just lost two kind of close games to NFC East teams and the Giants and the Eagles. And I think they're kind of tired of it. And I think they could come out and they could win this game. I think I got the Houston stealing one from the Commanders, who are riding high right now, maybe riding a little too high. They're coming off a good game against the Vikings, beating the Eagles. I think that the Texans could, if they play like they did against the Eagles, they can beat the
Yeah.
Commanders.
First half Eagles game that if they play like that, they're a good team.
I mean, they essentially played the same game as the Commanders. They just tried to keep our offense off the field as much as possible, which is when their defensive coordinator has the philosophy of Dickinson football of let them just stop the big play and let them take it down the field. That's kind of contradicts our own team. So
Yeah.
unless we're getting a turnover, the drive's not coming to an end that quick.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you with that. I'm rocking with my boys here. My man's he comes back Sunday. Nines is back Sunday.
That's huge.
Where I mean, like, it's funny because right now the D line is kind of getting after it right now. So, like, if we throw Nines into the mix, it should only benefit us, but who knows? It could mess up the mojo they got going on right now. But I'm excited to see him back, bro. Monday night was the like official year date when he tore his ACL last year against the Bucks. So it'll be exciting to see, bro. He's the juice of our squad. He's the energy of our team. So he brings a lot on and off the field for us. So
When's he gonna put number 2 back on?
Huh?
When's he gonna start wearing 2 again?
I would love to put if he went to the 2-piece, that'd be hard body.
I'm surprised he didn't. When I saw they changed the numbers and like he was out, I just
didn't know
assumed
you
when he came
could.
back.
I didn't know you could but because the thing is, like, I think it's because he's listed as a defensive end, whereas like Bradley Chubb, for example, who's 2, he's listed as a linebacker, so you can rock a single.
You can't rock a single as a D end?
Not as a listed DN. No, you can't. You can't. Still can't. Dudes like Judon, 9. Judon, he wears 9, but he's listed as an outside backer.
7.
He's technically listed as an outside
and
backer.
Randy Gregory wears 5 on the Broncos, and he's a linebacker, I guess.
He is. Because it was what Lawrence as listed as the end when he was in Dallas.
I didn't know that was a rule. That's stupid.
Yeah. I wish though, because that would be so hard body, and I would cop that in the blackout so fast.
I could see like O lineman as far as like eligible man and stuff. It would get weird.
Right.
But D line, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
They should be able to rock.
I mean, if Neville Kruger can rock it, then why can't Chase Young?
Right, because he ain't built like Nev. All conference Nev.
Ain't built like all conference Nev. No doubt about it. Shout
He
out to
wasn't in the
him.
bathroom getting his reps in.
No,
No, not on the visit. He wasn't getting the, he wasn't trying to come for King of the Sesh on the
He
first
wasn't.
visit.
He wasn't.
No doubt about that.
he wouldn't have done what he did if it wasn't for us.
Would never know.
The world would never know.
No,
Never know.
We got a couple more left here. Let's see what we got. AFC West showdown. Raiders, who just they look so bad, bro.
dude, it really hurts me to see the Raiders looking like this.
They
I
play
was
the
I was really
Broncos.
high on that team.
Yeah, dude. A lot of people were. The whole league was inside and
Yeah.
out, bro.
Yeah.
It's hard to say you bring over the best wide receiver in the league and you bring over Chandler Jones to go opposite of Max Crosby.
And they just
I
got like
mean,
their first sack in 13 quarters last week
Jesus.
with those pass rushers.
That's
Dude,
ridiculous.
they have 7. I think out of their 7 losses, 6 of them are within 7 points.
And I think everybody kind of wants to see the Raiders do well, which is the sad part of it.
The sad
I think
part
so
is
too.
because the adversity that they went through last year
Right.
to finally make the playoffs was
Mhm.
like something that like it was just like a feel good moment. And they had so much like I feel like everyone was rooting for them, like you guys were saying. Like Derek Carr gets one of his best friends who just happens to be the best receiver in the league on his team. Like, what could go wrong?
Mhm.
And literally everything has gone wrong, and it's one man's fault. And I was reading today that like they don't even have the money to be able to fire him because they wouldn't be able to hire a new coach.
Really?
Really? I mean,
So
like,
he's like essentially stuck there as their head coach.
Wow.
that's crazy, yo.
Sucks. Because I mean, it single handedly is Josh McDaniel's fault at this point. Like, not really. Like, he's never been a good head coach. Like, he was cool being an assistant with the Patriots, but as a head coach, like,
He was
it
only
just
good when he was cheating.
yeah, it just doesn't work.
Did you see that video? Did you
Yeah,
send it to me?
no.
Somebody sent me that video. Like, he was only good when we were cheating. That's it. He was saying.
That's funny.
It was crazy.
Nah, yeah, they definitely got a lot to figure out. They see the Broncos. They're at
I
Mile
got them
High.
beating the Broncos though.
You do?
Yeah, I
I
got
got
them.
to be in the Broncos as well.
I think I
Derek
think the
Carr was
Broncos.
crying. There's no way they're gonna lose.
Dude, that's the thing too. Like you can say what you want about Derek Carr, but that dude is you can just tell like not only like would I like him as a quarterback and I know he makes mistakes and stuff, but I feel like just as a person, like Derek Carr is just like a genuinely good person.
Easy to rally behind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Good guy. I like Derek Carr a lot.
Yeah.
I'm
But
gonna mix it up. I'm gonna mix it up here. I'm going Broncos though.
I like that pick.
I'm mixing it. I'm gonna mix it up. Um, like you said, he got a little emotional in the post game presser. It hurts to lose games like that, man. I mean, they also lost to the Saints, put up a goose egg. Like they just been looking bad, bro.
Bad.
That shit, that stuff hurts, bro.
It don't even make sense that they look
Yeah,
bad.
does not make sense. They got rid of a couple players over the past couple weekends. They straight waived Jonathan Abrams.
I think that's crazy.
Yeah, didn't.
they couldn't trade him. They're trying to and they couldn't. Waving him is weird, but
Yeah. But I'm gonna go with Broncos country. I'm gonna rock with Broncos country. I don't know, Shane. You might know. Is Judy playing? I don't think he is.
I think he's out.
I don't think he is either. I was reading today that if the Broncos averaged 18 points a game this season on offense, they would be 8-1.
Jesus. Jeez. That is crazy.
And they're 3-6.
In
So
today's league too,
yeah,
that's crazy.
that puts into perspective why I will be picking the Raiders.
That's disgusting.
Disgusting.
Do you think does Nathaniel Hackett get fired at the end of the season no matter what happens?
Dude, he's bad. He might be just as bad, if not worse, than McDaniel. Like literally, like
'Cause
they're
there's not really many excuses coming out of that team either.
no, dude.
No.
Their offense is so predictable, and like I was in the beginning, I put a lot of it on Hackett, and I still do, but I think a lot of it is also on Russ now.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. You bring him over with that much money to like be the reason why he squeezes you out of
Yeah.
games, and he's like
Especially
being
when
the
his
reason why you're
defense is
losing.
doing enough.
Yeah,
Bro, their defense. Let me look at these stats. I might have to sound these
they
off.
got my favorite corner in the league right now.
Second
He's
in, yeah, dude.
Yeah, too.
he's a strap.
He's a
Um,
strap.
what are they looking like? They're second in the NFL in yards allowed per game. They've let up 290 yards per game, 2,614 total. They're also with Mr. What's his name? You just said him, Pat Surtain, bro. He's putting up crazy film against elite
PS2
receivers.
strapping everybody.
Strapping up, bro. It's cool to see Bama product, brother. It's just they just make it different
Different.
down there. They're different over there, bro.
Devontae giving the worst game of his career, his young career so far.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams, right?
Devontae Smith.
Red? I thought Adams did.
He
Devontae
gave
Smith
Adams
had
a
2
run for his money as
touchdowns on
well.
him and like Bean topped him one time really bad.
Jeez. Was that last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was gonna say this year. I was thinking this year Devontae gave him the worst game of the year.
Yeah, we didn't play him this year.
Mhm. Let's keep it
That's
moving.
funny though.
We got 4 more. This game right here is gonna be interesting. It'll definitely mean a lot. Dallas at the Vikings. Dallas at Minnesota.
What time's the game?
425, 425, 425.
All right.
Not prime time.
Not prime time.
But
That's like
close to it.
that's middle of the spectrum right there. Because 1 o'clock Kirk looks like an MVP caliber. Primetime Kirk might be the worst quarterback ever. So
It's
now
definitely arguable.
we're getting average Kirk here.
We're
Average
Give
getting the
me
average Kirk.
Dallas defense.
give me the Cowboys.
Taji.
You know I'm never picking the Cowboys. Give me the Vikings. And I think the
Give me
Vikings are gonna win.
Vikings. I got the
I
Vikings as well, bro.
I think it's gonna be a
genuinely
good
think so.
game.
Me too. I think it's gonna be a good game as well.
Yeah, I'll be tapped in for that one for sure.
I think Jefferson is gonna absolutely cook
Torch
Diggs.
Diggs. He's gonna torch him.
But we'll see.
We'll
There'd
see.
be nothing I'd love to see more
Y'all
than.
know? Did y'all know Diggs was second in the league right now? PBUs with 12.
Is he?
It's not
Tied
hard
with
when you
Pat
bite on
Penn.
everything.
How many picks he got this year?
That I'm not sure. I didn't look up.
He don't
Nah.
got more than
He wasn't.
CJ
He wasn't
DJ.
within the top 5. So
Nah.
I didn't see him.
He ain't up
He
there
had-
with
Bradbury's
Chauncey.
third. Bradbury's third with 11 PBUs. He's having
Slay's probably
himself
up
a
there
nice
too.
season. Yeah, he definitely was.
Man, that's one of those
They
I don't
were.
want to I don't want to digress us too much, but those are always interesting statistics to me because a guy like Diggs, there's a reason he's getting thrown to so many times, and it's because he bites so heavily. Like some of these other more sound corners, like don't have the PBUs and stuff like that, just because simply based off the strength, like they're just not getting targeted as much as that. Like even like Pat Pete is having a great year, but like in the past 2 years before he stunk. And it's like I think dudes are just targeting him a lot more this year.
When you think about that though, you gotta give a hats off on the fact like those 12 PBUs could be 12 completions.
100%. Like I think it's impressive, but I sometimes all I'm saying is I think sometimes those numbers are a little misleading as far as like how strong a guy is in coverage.
Hmm. I mean,
Like
yeah. I mean, with
like
you
Diggs,
look
for
at
example.
Sauce number 1.
Yeah,
Obviously, they're gonna test the rook.
right. But I'm saying like Diggs last year, like most picks, but also most yards given up. Like That's what I'm saying. I think sometimes like it doesn't tell the whole story is all I'm saying. Like, don't get me wrong, Diggs is a cornerback in the NFL. Like obviously he's very, very good. But I just think like in cornerbacks, obviously in my eyes, you could argue the hardest position on the field other than quarterback. But
Mhm.
I just think those stats are sometimes interesting just based off of how much you're getting targeted.
You heard what Kelsey said. It's so hard. They don't even let the white guys try to play it anymore.
Yeah. That's why I got scratched.
Facts.
Hey, bro, you went farther than most might have. Probably
Yeah.
say can, dog. Oh, you gotta hold that high.
It's not even a dying breed, it's just dead.
Yeah. Shout out Apke though. He's still on Commander's practice squad.
Yeah. Salute.
Putting a name out there. We got 3 more games here. I think this one will be pretty easy. Coming off of the bye, Cincinnati Bengals
Bengals.
at Pittsburgh, Steel Curtain, and Kenny Pickett. Shaner, who you got here?
Bengals, no brainer. I wish Jamar was back, but Bengals.
Didn't the Steelers get the Bengals at L early this
Yeah,
season?
yeah.
Yeah. I got the Bengals as well,
Off 2 missed field goals by McPherson, which is brutal.
which doesn't happen. He didn't miss at all the year before.
Yeah.
Right.
He was like the Iceman there, saying.
Literally.
All right. I got the Bengals as well in that game. For some reason, in my third fantasy, Taj Boyd was just sitting in the
Taj Boyd?
Tyler Boyd. Sorry.
I
Sorry.
was
You
say
know,
Taj Boyd is still back in the league?
Tyler
you don't know
Boyd.
Taj?
He was sitting in the waiver. I'm like, what? I went ahead and picked him up. So now
Yeah,
he's
for
sitting in my wide receiver 2 on one of my leagues. It's just so frustrating because in our league and in that league, I have Jonathan Taylor, and I'm 5-5 in both of those leagues, and it's solely because of Jonathan Taylor.
He's on his way back up, it looks like, though.
Yeah.
I know, bro. Y'all better watch out,
Yeah,
man.
you're
If I
telling
can,
me.
if I can start stacking some W's, I might end up getting up in that big
I
ticket.
need a receiver now.
Now that they hired a high school coach, they figured out how to use Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Hey, hats off. I mean, dude, when I saw that alert, that notification go off on my phone, I was definitely scratching my head. I respect the man. I know what he's good for. Hall of Fame career,
Crazy hire, though.
but insane hire. Insane hire. Middle of the week, right after Monday, no pads practice. That's pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild, bro. But hey, they
They
got
knew
it.
what he was bringing to the
1-0.
organization. He got it done.
He did. That is
I,
no
th- I
doubt.
think if anything, he's just like a new, refreshing, motivating voice for that team, which is what they
Depending
need.
on regardless of how they do, is he back next year?
I don't think it's
Unlikely.
certain. Yeah,
I feel like
I
they
see
probably
it.
just called him up like, we need somebody that knows what we're all about to come in and get this team on the right path.
Yeah,
Can you do that? I don't know if he has any interest in even being a head coach. I feel like they could have talked him into it to just
yeah.
come out and do it, you know?
I think it was a big culture intern type deal,
Yeah.
like you're saying.
I think
Did
it'll
you
be good
see
for the team in general.
he said like in his introduction interview, he literally Ursay called him in the game they were losing in and said, "What is wrong with us right now?" And it just makes me think of like Ursay just like listening to that and it's like,
Yeah.
you know what? I think you might be the man for the job. But we'll see
Which
how
is
they keep
very
rolling.
sporadic,
Yeah, very, very out of
to say the
nowhere.
least.
To say the least. To say the least. Does Reich and Carson team up and end up somewhere next season?
The
Reich is
XFL,
done
maybe.
with
I'll be
Carson.
daggone if Carson is still a commander by the end of next year.
Reich
And
is
Frank Reich
done.
ain't coming to Washington.
They might be teaming up in that call your own play league where the fans vote in what plays you run.
With Manziel and T.O.
Yeah.
and Michael
Yeah.
Vick. Michael Vick was in it too.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Frank Reich, good offensive coordinator. So I can get him as an OC. I think they'd be happy. Just not a head coach, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But Carson done. He don't even want Carson.
I would hope not. I would hope
No.
not.
He literally dropped him.
That olive branch is withered away.
Yeah, that thing is dead and gone, my friend. All right, we got 2 more games here. Sunday Night Football on NBC. This one's going to be pretty interesting. I think, at least. Divisional showdown. Kansas City Chiefs at the Los Angeles Chargers. I'll start off here. I do think the Chiefs are going to win, but I think it could be a little shootout action. See what happens. But Keenan should be back. Mike Williams is a toss-up. Hey, who knows? But I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Taji, who you got here?
I got the Chiefs as well.
Shaner?
If you want to win the week, you gotta at least pick one wild card. This is gonna be my wild card. I'm gonna go Chargers here. Solely based off of, I mean, it's not like a crazy detrimental injury by any means, but losing Juju, MVS has been playing well. Obviously, they have Kelsey, but I think this is one of those games too where for the Chargers, this is arguably one of the more important games of their season.
Right.
And they honestly should have won the first one if they don't throw that 99-yard pick six. So I think the Chiefs should win, but I think the Chargers come out. If Keenan plays, that's huge for the Chargers. So I'm gonna go Chargers here.
Heard you. I like that pick, man. I mean, like we talked about a little bit earlier, they caught that injury bug, but if they get those 2 weapons back, that's a totally different offense with
Yeah,
Keenan and Mike Williams. Totally different offense right there. So who knows at that point? It's not like the Chiefs defense has been playing stellar either. It's just the fact that Pat has the most points right now in the NFL, and they've just been putting up enough points to win these games. But I think it's gonna be a good showdown for Sunday night. And the last game, Monday Night Football, San Francisco 49ers at the Arizona Cardinals. From what it seems like, it's in Mexico City.
yeah.
City. Wow.
The new expansion, huh?
Nice job, Goodell. Good
They said
job,
that's
man.
the most likely place to get a team.
Really?
They
Yeah,
said they were testing it in Germany to see if they would have enough fans that they could put 4 teams out there and have a division.
that's crazy.
To even think of it that way. Is kind
Imagine
of
that
crazy.
travel, though. I would hate.
I mean, you think about it, they're kind of testing it out now. They got 8 teams. You play 8 games over there anyway, and they already
Right.
have teams at least once a year. 4 teams traveling out of the country once a year. So the teams here would only have to do it once. I mean, being the
Yeah.
teams from there would suck, but they'd be in Germany for half of the season. Just say they even decide to do anything. I
Yeah,
think it's just an interesting concept I never even considered before, and that
it
they're
is.
thinking about doing this is kind of cool.
It
For
is.
sure. I like it. I do like it. It would be insane. They need to work. They need to get rid of the owner in Washington first before they try expanding.
Yeah, where they're ready
How
to start
about you? How
expanding.
about you? How about you help about getting rid of one of the worst owners in sports history before we think about expanding?
Yeah,
But that's for another pod, bro. But I truly think for the first time ever, I think it's finally coming into fruition. But we'll have to just wait and see. There's a lot
we
of
shall.
We're gonna have to just wait and see. But
You
if
never
that
know.
move is finally made, I think that is going to be it's what we need, bro. I think it could change a lot because even not even to keep sidetracking, but Heineke went on the Pat McAfee show the day after the Monday night game, and he just kept saying like Coach Rivera can't catch a break, speaking on his mother passing, obviously, and just like there's a new story about something horrific going on in the front office once every other week. And it's just like he literally said, we can't really catch a break over here as far as the locker room goes, because whatever's going on in the front office is being put on us, obviously. And we have to answer questions about it. It's not like Dan Snyder is.
Mm-hmm.
So for
He
Taylor to
definitely
say
is.
something like that, I think means a lot. Obviously, it's not. They still got to do their jobs and play football, not really worry about that stuff. But it's hard. You'd be lying if you say you weren't paying attention to it, even and especially if you're on that respective team. So if that move is made, it'll be major. But if and when. But Monday Night Football, Mexico City, uh, San Fran versus the Cardinals. Shaners, why are the Cardinals gonna win this game? Or you got something?
One thing before I get into that, just finishing up what I was saying about the Mexico City expansion. I didn't know much about the Germany thing, but that's really cool. Mexico City wise, they were saying that if they put a team in Mexico City right now, it would already be the largest market team in the NFL, which is crazy to think about. And so
That
that's
is
only
crazy.
it's only really a positive.
Right.
Um,
That's crazy.
but yeah, going into the Cardinals game, I don't know if Kyler's going to be back, but Colt McCoy, honestly, I was surprised actually against a good defense, did a good job. He just did what he had to do. If they get Kyler back and they get Hollywood Brown back, and we see Hollywood Brown, D Hop, and AJ Green with Kyler and James Conner, I think that's going to be a team that could rip out a few wins. I know, obviously, I wish Ertz was there. I got a lot of respect for Ertz. I think he's a great tight end, and he was definitely a very good tight end for the Cardinals in the past 2 years. Losing him hurts. Max Williams is good, but he's not Zach Ertz. The defense is looking better though. They've struggled, but they looked good against the Rams. Obviously, playing against Wofford is what it is, but they look better. They're making good plays. So 49ers, man, they're one of those teams where they, on paper, are probably one of the most talented team in the NFL. Their only downside is that they just have an extremely average quarterback. So, I mean, Jimmy G could either win the game for you or somehow lose it horrifically. So, I think it's going to be one of those really good Monday night games, but I like the Cardinals.
Heard you.
give
Taji,
me
what
the
you
give
think?
me the Niners. I got the Niners winning this game. Kyler, no Kyler, doesn't matter.
Heard that, man. You do make some valid points there, though, Shaner. But yeah, I got to go with the Niners here. I
Yeah.
think Niners should be able to handle business in this game.
I'd say the Niners are definitely the favorites, but I mean, we're going around the league and we're saying like big games for teams like the Jets, teams like the
It's a
Browns,
big
like
game for the Niners.
it's a big game for both teams. Like Niners, you easily sneak into that first place and keep it rolling. Like Cardinals, there's not a lot of room for error right now. Like this divisional game, especially, like this is a must-win game for the Cardinals. So we'll see what they do. And I think Cliff Kingsbury's on the hot seat too, so they're gonna
Yeah,
want to win that one.
yeah, he be looking stupid, bro. He be looking lost.
It's one way to put it.
But that's gonna wrap it up tonight for the Swaggy Sports Podcast. I appreciate you guys listening. Let us know if you think we hit all the points we needed to as far as that week 11 playoff picture goes. Did we not show enough love to your respective team? Let us know in the comment section, man. We'll make sure to get back to it in the next pod. But until then, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, show love to all the socials. We appreciate all the support, and we'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace out.
Go Birds.